every time I got a call from a business owner, we start talking about, what's their revenue and what's their profit margins and all of this stuff. And they were clueless. And I'm like, wait a minute, how do you run a business and look to be successful and not understand your numbers? And if you've ever watched Shark Tank, you get the idea that your numbers are uber important. And a lot of guys, that's where the monkey see, monkey do comes in, that whatever trade, electrical, plumbing, roofing, painting, drywall, whatever the trade, the guys learn the trade. It's passed down. They go work for somebody, they become great at it. They think that they want a bigger piece of the pie, or they can do it better than boss man, or whatever their rationale is. Kudos to them for having entrepreneurial spirit and wanting to do it. They learned the trade. They never really necessarily learned the business acumen side. And that is also not necessarily their fault that they didn't learn it, but it's also that the guy who they learned the trade from maybe didn't know it himself,
Right.
or herself, depending. So it's kind of been a journey, but you never fail, you always learn. That's the way I look
I,
at it.
I agree. I agree. And it's funny that you brought up you started around 13 with, the whole shingles, and because for me around 17, 16, 17, 18 is when I started roofing with my dad. This like same type of story. Started roofing with my dad, but we were doing more commercial buildings. So like the big schools, the big government buildings.
Sure,
And from there I went into remodeling. Right, or interior remodeling, to the
sure.
painting, the tiling and stuff like that. So it's funny how it's kind of a similar story
Parallel,
with
yeah.
that side of things.
First and foremost, when a company tells me that a particular medium doesn't work, oh
Mm,
well, mailers don't work, Facebook doesn't work, Google pay-per-click doesn't work, whatever there doesn't work. I'm like, well, I really don't believe it's not the medium that's the problem. It's the message. Agencies, gurus, whatever, that advertise their services on the socials or wherever, I think a lot of them use old school marketing, but also use a lot of generic buzzwords and whatnot. They
mm,
don't necessarily hone in on a particular pain point, or if they are, that particular pain point may not be the ideal customer for the company. In your case, the example of the plumber. So it comes down to the message. So how do you craft the right message? Well, that's where I believe the systems and processes that I advise on and coach on. It's a holistic all the way back to your foundational stuff. What is your market dominating position?